Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nerd Rant. I'm Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth, with my co-host...
JJK Junior Wolf. Seth, I have a candle burning right in front of me that is supposed to smell like an ice cream truck, but it just smells like strawberries. I feel lied to.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate.
I was really hoping for some ice cream up my nostrils while sitting here, but I just get strawberries.
Yeah, not today. There's some weird candle smells out there.
There are.
There's some I want to say, but I'm not going to say, because it's not PG. It is wild.
I can mention this one. We went to a Comic-Con. It was just a local Comic-Con, but there was literally a stand that sold candles, and I was like, that's a weird thing to sell at the Comic-Con. So I went over and looked, and it's all candles that are game references. Like the one that I really remember was Orange Portal. And it was literally it had a picture of the orange portal, and they even kind of put sparkles around the inside to make it look all portal-y, but it was like a citrus candle. But I was like, that's a really cool idea to market them with gaming stuff.
That's pretty crazy. Anyway, so One Piece just had a crazy chapter drop, 1,138. And I want to read one segment of it. There's this crazy 2-page panel, bunch of images, bunch of stuff. And it's talking about different worlds, right? Some lore. And the first world, the earth burned in endless flame, and in the hearts of man burned with desire. From whispered prayers, the sun god rose, beckoned by the enslaved who reached out for the forbidden star. The god of the land was enraged with a serpent of fire. They cast the world into ruin, darkness fell, death reigned. They will not meet again. Now, there's a lot to that, but you don't know that because you don't know One Piece. But do you know what kind of lore we're talking about today?
Please don't tell me that was your segue.
Merge lore. One Piece lore to merge lore. Both very convoluted. One Piece lore is very convoluted, and so are merge games for whatever reason.
That was the longest, most drawn-out segue you've had yet, and that's saying something.
It is also because I kind of wanted to yap about One Piece for a minute, because my mind's been going crazy. Yeah, but these people need to hear about the peak story of One Piece.
I don't know about that. We are not Anime Plus.
Yes, they do. No, but One Piece is peak.
Okay.
Best story ever told.
Sigh.
So yeah,
we're talking about
merge
mobile games again, kind of, but not
Part 3,
not as loose.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, that was 2, my guy.
This is but Electric Boogaloo.
This time it's a lot more. I say a lot more. We have a better idea and more to talk about than last time.
We kind of hinted at it because JJ thought I was joking.
Yeah, yeah. But we're here. We're talking about. I
still thought
games.
Last week was kind of fun. We struggled a little bit, but I figured it'd just be a week to goof off.
I mean, this was kind of a podcast to goof off. So.
Yep. That's kind of where it started. Except it started really professionally. We did it all live and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
I mean, that was your idea. I just wanted to put it on Spotify.
That was 3 years ago, though.
The amount of hoops I had to jump through to edit all of those episodes.
But yeah, so we got 3 games going on today. We're going to talk about them, go over it. One of them...
I do want to preface, though, before we get into any of these games. Merge games is quite a thing to talk about. We picked this topic because of these 3 games, but I feel like it would be an insult to the genre to not kind of mention the gods of this genre. Seth, how many match games have you played?
I don't know, 3.
What were they?
Toy Box or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the one you're probably expecting, Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And what's the third one?
That's it. That's the only one I can remember.
That's it?
I don't play those. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm more of a tapper person than a match person.
I have played a lot of different match games, but one match of a lot of them. The only 2 that I have really actually sat down and played, Candy Crush, obviously. Everybody's played that.
Mm-hmm.
And Bubble Witch, because when I was But a young boy, I got my computer and realized games aren't free, so I downloaded the free games and played them. It was very sad. But yeah, Candy Crush is the titan of match games. They definitely
they struggle. They struggle.
They have like, what is there, 4 or 5 different Candy Crush games, and all of them are making like millions of dollars.
But they struggle because people have beat the unbeatable. People have beat it, and they have to wait for levels.
That's why they come out with other games.
Probably.
So there's another 2,000 levels for them to try and
beat. Because they just change the colors a bit and what the symbols look like, and then they just re-release it.
Yep. Pretty much.
They pretty much just add one mechanic and re-release the level with one extra new mechanic.
Have you heard of Bejeweled? I assume you have, probably.
No.
Okay, Bejeweled is like one of the older tile match games. It was actually Microsoft's tile match game. I believe a lot of old Windows computers came with a version of Bejeweled. It kind of died off, but that one is one of the older kind of foundations of it, so it had to be mentioned. And then this one is a little bit more controversial, but technically Tetris is a tile match game.
I guess
it's a little more unique in the way it does it, but it is like a connect game, and there are colored tiles that you have to connect. You know, it is.
I think at that point, then what's it called? The one Chinese matching game would also be a matching one. Mahjong, yeah.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
Scrapple. It doesn't have colors, but you're matching tiles. Is like that's if you're saying Tetris, then I would count those as well.
Yeah. So there are a lot of.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Games, yeah,
there's a lot of different types. We're talking about the lore.
Yeah, we're talking about the ones that, for some reason, have very strange marketing tactics, and by strange, they're respectable. Like, they're definitely respectable marketing tactics, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but what are you actually marketing here?
So we got 3 games, and we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna talk about them. And then one of the games, I didn't really find much. I figured we pull a game theory and we kind of theorize ourselves. So let's start with Lily's Garden. I think that's the one that started it all. Everyone remembers Lily's Garden. By the way, the only videos I really watched was the game theory ones. I don't know if you saw like anything else extra.
Yeah,
I figured game theory covered enough. So Lily's Garden. That's a game, right?
Yep, it's a game. It's
supposedly
it's a match game. It uses blocks and plant symbols as the matching scheme, but that's not what we're talking about. We're probably not going to mention the gameplay like at all today because
of this one.
But
it's the ads.
The ads, yeah.
So okay. So first of all, JJ, let's ask this question: what kind of ad would you expect from a merge game that you expect?
Honestly, that's kind
of.
Would
you maybe?
That's kind of hard.
Maybe see matching though.
Maybe at some point in the ad, but to be completely honest, like in all seriousness, I don't expect them to show the matching game because nobody wants to download a matching game unless it's Candy Crush for some reason.
I feel like a lot of like the word ones do show the words being formed, like. They show
but like
the
ones like this where it's like swipe the colors together. It's like if somebody has one downloaded, it's probably going to be Candy Crush, and they'll probably be happy with that and not want another one.
I think some of the other ones though that are like this, where you like form a garden or a house, like some of the other ones that don't have these tactics, I do see it. It's like, you know, you match like 3 windows together to form a new window or something. I see a lot of matching generally. But not Lily's Garden.
Nope. They put about a 3 in effort into the game and a 10 in effort into their advertising.
And it worked.
It did.
Because people talked about it.
A lot of people talked about it.
I don't know how well the game did, but people talked about it.
It has a 4.6 out of 5 on Google Play, 4.8 out of 5 on the Apple Store. What? And apparently, get this, a 4.8 out of 5 on Facebook, Seth.
Is that like Netflix games?
I think
people
so.
Play on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly open it up. Lily's Garden, design and match. 297,000 reviews.
Bruh.
Okay, that is hefty. That is a hefty amount of reviews. So it got some traction.
It did.
Got some traction. So what exactly is the lore? So I watched the map pack, right? And pretty much the main thing that he was trying to figure out was the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's lore, but it's a soap drama, right?
Yep.
Soap opera, soap drama. And it's pretty convoluted when it comes to romance and relationships and death.
Yeah, they literally are playing characters in a show, but the characters are also themselves, like they play themselves in the show. It's really dramatic.
Very dramatic.
So, okay, let's introduce our characters here. So on Tactile Games site, you know, the devs, which that's a crazy name for somebody who makes this kind of mobile game. Tactile Games, you'd assume it's like a FPS game or something like that. But anyways, we have Lily, obviously. She's the main character, an accountant turned gardener. Then we have Luke, who is Lily's neighbor, but also a lot more than Lily's neighbor. And probably also gay. There's Philip, a lawyer, who somehow fits into this equation. I honestly don't remember him from any of the lore discussion at all. Regina,
I'm pulling
who
up the
helps
website.
build things. Holly, her mother, who is definitely a hooker.
We'll talk about Holly in a minute. Regina is just kind of like a side thing. She was there one time. Philip, I also don't remember. Probably something in-game. Some dialogue. We got Whitney, too.
Whitney and Karen, and then there's Blaine, who was her, quote, fiancé.
There's a lot to unpack with Blaine.
It describes him as a slimy businessman type. Cheated on Lily with his secretary, which we can all agree is very cliche.
So they went all in on this marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wait, a researcher of Lily's family, does she research Lily's family? Like, hey, I got a PhD in Lily family tree.
Woohoo. I mean, honestly, with the kind of lore that they're dropping, you kind of need an expert.
Yeah. So, what do we want to talk about with this Lily's garden? What's the lore, JJ? How are we going to process this one?
That is a great question.
So, like, the other ones have, like, a pretty generic, not generic, but, like, story, right? Like, there's a start, middle, and end, somewhat. This one's very just around.
Yep.
Things happen.
It's like if you were to tune into a TV channel and just catch an episode of something here and there. It's like, okay, well, what is actually going on? I'm really not sure. All I know is there's drama, and it usually features the same cast of characters every time.
It's one of those episodic shows that actually is lore heavy. Like, it's actually connected, but you have no idea until something happens. It just seems like, oh, these characters are going on wacky adventures every episode. Normally dealing with love and cheating on your spouse.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to talk about the character? Do we do, like, the storyline? Because, I don't know.
Sure, go for it.
This one's... So let's do the storyline. We start with Lily. She got a garden. Yeah.
Yep, she inherited it.
Inherited a garden. Iconic, cliche, matching lore.
Of course, because nobody can buy something for themselves in these stories.
Nope, they're given to them normally by family.
Yep.
Do we know who? Yeah, inherited by your great aunt. So, you know, family. It all stays in the family. And then she does find, she's lonely. She's lonely, but she does find love, which is Blaine.
Yup.
Give a round of applause for Blaine, because he's a character that comes in and out too many times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Blaine is they got engaged. The ads kind of start off with like pretty much establishing, hey, they were engaged, and then something went down and they are no longer together, and you kind of see through the ads why they're no longer together, because when
Blaine
you're
has
Blaine,
been without every woman in the city.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Including her mother.
Yeah, in one of the ads, Blaine decides to get with Lily's mother because
Holly,
that
yep.
makes a lot of sense.
And what makes it even better is it wasn't even like trying to hide it because it was in the kitchen cupboard.
Because that's a place to do it.
Yep. What else? Also with Luke's fiance, or no, wife. It was her wife. Oh, she's not here.
She doesn't matter.
She does not matter. But we thought Blaine was sleeping with and going with a blonde, but plot twist, it actually just was his wife. So now Luke's mad. So then Luke gets with Lily, because Luke seems nice.
Yep, Luke does seem nice. Until he starts acting gay.
No, bye, because then they all do it together. they all have a nice party.
Party.
Oh, by the way, yep. And one of these times, Lily was a bit too lonely, so she found a vending machine with Regina and Whitney. They had wine and vending machines. Not vending machines, washing machines. I'm trying to be very brief here. Keeping it PG.
In case you couldn't tell, there's a lot we can't exactly say.
That's why, like, this one I'm a little iffy about, like, going about, because, like, most of it we can't talk
Let's take a pause here. Okay, so before we go on about too much more of this, we have to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Acknowledge that mobile game ads can do a lot more than they should be able to. I believe we kind of touched on it in our original mobile games episode way back at the start of the podcast. Mobile game ads are very, very criminal, and there is not a lot of moderation on them. So these ads have a lot of very heavy implications of certain things that if you're older than 13, you're probably gonna know what it means. But if you're a child
with your dad's iPhone,
yeah,
might not.
You probably won't get it then. But they should not be able to get away with a lot of this.
No.
And because they put this in there, we can't really say too much about it.
If you're old enough, it's on YouTube.
We don't recommend
nothing's
watching these
Nothing's
ads.
shown, by the way. Like, nothing's shown. It's not that bad, but it is heavily implied. So,
yeah.
Okay, actually, question. Can you remember if you've ever gotten an ad for any of these games?
Yes, I have. At least Lily's Garden I've gotten ads for.
Yeah, I think that's where it started. Like, I got an ad for Lily's Garden. I'm like, what is this? And then I find the game theory.
Yeah.
And now what?
I don't know now.
I mean, we have two other games we can probably have a little bit more fun with. But this one's just a really complicated innuendo story.
Yep. Also, if I scroll to the bottom of this page, there's just a big pop-up of the character that's kind of creepy. I don't like it.
Oh, yeah. By the way, let's talk about that real quick. The CGI on some of these, like, it's kind of good.
Yeah, they put a weird amount of money into these ads. Like, enough to make them actually look good, but not enough to actually have good writing. So, it's like a weird balance.
But yeah. So that's Lily's Garden.
Yep.
And goodbye, Lily.
Yep. I'm done looking at that.
What's the other one?
The next one, Merch Mansion. Woohoo! So this one is, dare I say, these ads are more well known than Lily's Garden. I think people would recognize these at first sight more than the other ones, just because of how much they promoted certain ones, like the grandma in the police car and stuff, that was very heavily promoted for almost an entire
Some of them
year.
definitely popped up and got a lot more viral. Some of them specifically.
Not to mention, I believe the ads for Merge Mansion were ran on YouTube, not just on mobile games. So you higher chance of you seeing it even if you don't play mobile games.
Yeah. I think Lily's Garden might be more specifically with, like, the vending machine, not vending machine, washing machine one. Because I saw that for a long time. But no, like, that's one specifically definitely popped off. And let me tell you, when I went on my journey and watching MatPat videos, I thought there would be one video. There was 3.
3. Merge Mansion leaned into this. Like, Lily's Garden liked the attention, but Merge Mansion... They did what Hello Neighbor did and essentially said, oh, you want to theorize? Let's dump a bunch of stuff for you to theorize about and then send you theory bait.
So, let's start off with, actually, let me pull up YouTube. Let me pull up YouTube. Are all these ads in order? Because there's not as many.
You can
Lily's
probably
Garden,
find
by the way,
the chronological.
There was like 100 Lily's Garden ads. Like, it's all over, very short. But this one, Merge Mansion. We're going to go to the channel. We're going to go to videos. I'll go to playlists. Right now, we're going to videos. Okay, so we start off. Oh, is the first one her in jail?
House on Fire is the first one, where she gets out of the car in her wedding dress and sees her house burning, and Grandma gives her the thing.
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the first one, her house burnt down. That's so sad. Wait, first off, do you remember the character's name? I know the grandma. What's the daughter's name? Not daughter, granddaughter.
I'm not sure. Megan. Let's go with Megan.
All right, her new name's Megan.
All right. Megan was getting married, and she comes home after her fiance left her at the altar to her house being burnt down, and so Grandma's like, funny timing, I want to give you this mansion.
Yep. And plot twist, she fixed the mansion. That's the story. That's the game. She's slowly working on fixing up the mansion.
Yeah. This is the only ad that really explains what the game is. Everything after that is really crazy.
It gets pretty intense and fast. But wait a minute. Wait, I'm watching the first one, the house on fire, because I didn't actually go through and watch it. This is that house that we went back to. So not the big mansion one, because remember, like, there was this is the one with the safe that Ursula went back into. The house on fire.
Oh?
Right?
I don't know, frankly. Oh yeah, because it's Wedding Day is the one where she gets out of the car. That's the second one.
Yeah, which one?
Wedding Day. I found a playlist. All the ads in order.
Okay.
Yeah, she gets out of the car. Grandma calls. Yeah.
And then, yeah. Okay.
Then there's the next one.
There we go.
Mansion of
Wedding Day.
Secrets. That one basically just shows, oh, this mansion has hidden doors and stuff.
Yep.
And then there's actual gameplay of the matching.
You know, and Ursula slowly's talking, trying to help her out. And in this one, we don't match blocks, we match tools, right? We're actually fixing up the place. Then what's next?
Books and Secrets, which Granny decides to pull a book, which she very blatantly knows will open a door on the shelf and open a secret passageway. So that kind of tells us that Granny's in on a lot of stuff.
Yep, it's like, ooh. And then she's looking in, and we got a nice bright blue. She's looking pretty smug. Smug as a rug. So, my blue room is safe and sound. She doesn't know anything. After she opened it about, 2 seconds after she left. So she was probably, probably could have saw.
Yeah.
Not very secretive, Granny. Not very secretive.
And then the
Then
next
what's next?
one is A Pie in the Night, which this one is literally like horror-esque. She gets up, the window's open, she sees pie on the floor, she follows the crumb trail. Mind you, this pie looks suspiciously meaty. She follows it to the kitchen, and written on the wall, which in what looks like blood, is care to share.
Not blood, jelly.
Oh, yeah.
Raspberry
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a pie. Duh. Why would it be anything else? You haven't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pie. Also, another thing, the quality on this one's even higher when it comes to animation, like the CGI.
As they go, they get quite a bit higher.
Like, when we get to the third one and another part of this one, it's insane. But yeah, so pie, all crazy.
Then the next one is where it gets real. The next one is Wanted Grandma Ursula. A cop shows up at the mansion saying that Grandma Ursula, which that is her legal name apparently, is Grandma Ursula. That's just really unfortunate.
Yep.
Is wanted by the state police. And
Why?
Rebecca
We
is
don't know.
like, Megan. Yeah, that's what we're calling her. Megan is like, I don't know where she is. And then you see her speeding away on a hot rod motorcycle away from the police.
Like, first of all, Matt Pat also said this, not very smart to be, like, going back to the scene of the crime, whatever she did. Like, why are you showing up in front of the cops? Or maybe she just ran away. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so then she ran away.
Mhm.
Then what's next, though, JJ?
This next one is the one that everybody knows. The one, He Is Alive, where Grandma Ursula gets in the police car and then holds up her secret
She
message.
did get caught. So
She
again,
did.
she was an idiot.
Yep.
Or is she an idiot?
Mm.
Ooh.
But she holds
So,
up
yeah,
her
she's
hand
holding
and,
it up.
and it says, "He is alive" on it.
Now, there was 3 of these. He is alive. What was it? I planned this, and you're next. The one that got it attention was you're next, right? Because she's arrested, the granddaughter's next. But then the lore went crazy. So they probably did that one, did these next other 2 just for clout, right? Just getting those interests. You change it a little bit, re-upload
But this
it, and
is the
then
canon
bunch more
one.
views. But this is the canon ad, JJ. The canon ad.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But yeah, so he's alive. But then what happens after she drives away?
Yep. She drives away.
But then actually, I guess, is that in a different one?
The next one shows her in
Because that's in a
prison.
different one. So what's the next one? Grandma
Ursula. Just shows her there in
So
prison.
she making pie, and she threw a file of sorts, maybe, in said pie.
Yep. There was something in the pie that shouldn't have been in the pie.
Probably not in the pie. And then Megan brought her the pie.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the weird little one-off ads, one of which suggests that a bush was used for things bushes aren't supposed to be used for.
With the contractor.
Yep.
So Megan and the contractor, but then we are assuming Grandma was also in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Then we have another one. I think this is just a different version of the police car one. Yeah. That's You're Next. And then a weird perfect match one where she finds her grandma on this Tinder stand-in, I guess.
I don't remember that one, but yep, that was crazy.
But that is all of the ads in sequence. Now, they have had multiple campaigns, so this is just the, CGI mobile game campaign. But
That's, the first half. There is definitely... Or do they, are you saying, seasons?
I'm saying,
different
different
ones.
lines of ads. That is the only ones in this line of ads.
Yeah, there's definitely more.
Mhm.
There is way more.
There is ones with Pedro Pascal in them.
Yeah.
Yep. So this game got really big, like really big, to the point where they got big name actors to play roles in these short form advertisements to play in front of actual, like, I think these are ones that went on streaming services and stuff and played in front of there. Which is just crazy.
That would make sense. So that's one of the big ones. I don't know the other one, but Matt Pat was geeking out at an award winner, one of the female who was playing the grandma.
Yeah, it's like a really... Oh gosh, let me see if I can find her name in here. See if it lists it.
Because, like I said, I don't know. I haven't watched anything that she was in, but Matt Pat was geeking out, doing a little fanboying.
Yeah, I can't find her name, but super famous old lady actor plays grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely before my time, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And there is definitely some crazy stuff. Also, again, like, grandma not being very secretive, because Megan's like, I need to go grab a tool from the shed, and then there's just a bunch of knives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of knives. And it's the same knife.
Yep.
So, and then we segue to grandma raking more knives.
Because that makes sense.
Obviously, it's raining knives.
Yep.
Cats and knives. Yeah, so then what, JJ? What do you got next? Or do we even go into what we're thinking's happening with the pie business? Family pie business.
What do you think is happening in the pie business?
I mean, the family pie business is definitely a little strange, don't you
Pedro
think?
Pascal said something's up with the pies and he wants to figure it out.
Something's afoot. And we think it is a foot.
Bruh. We think she's a cannibal.
No. We think she's a serial killer that feeds her victims as pies to other people so she can get rid of the bodies.
Don't you think you would taste the human in the pie?
Don't you remember the one clip from that one Walking Dead game? They had a whole dead body upstairs. It was a dead body, and they were making meat. And everyone's like, this is great!
Bruh.
Nobody knew.
Yep.
So I don't think so. Maybe. But yeah, so that's what we think is happening. That's not like 100% confirmed, but it's very much hinted at with Grandma having a shed of knives.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's very important to mention that they did not just stop at advertising. They went all the way with this lore. If anybody actually watched these game or film theories that we're talking about,
well,
no?
Is there anything else before we get to
theory.
that section?
I don't think so.
I'm just looking through. I mean, there's also so before we get there, we probably should talk about Megan's fiance and the wedding while she was crying.
We did.
That there was a wedding, but we don't know what happened at the wedding. We don't even know who's there. It was Arthur, by the way. That's the fiance. Arthur was there. We're supposed to be there. But he didn't show up. We don't really know why he didn't show up, do we?
Yeah, Grandma scared him away. She showed up with some sort of
Probably.
file, and it startled him,
Yep.
and then it just cuts to her crying.
But we don't know if he ran away, if he's dead.
Grandma blackmailed him.
Blackmailed.
Good.
And that's what she grabbed out of a safe that was on fire. The house was on fire with the safe inside.
Totally.
Which is probably what the blackmail was. To then get away. So she could probably then theorizing that she then burnt down that mansion or Megan's house, then called her. That's why she knew, so she can give her the mansion to fix it up.
Totally.
Because she was sad and depressed, and it's like, I'll make you feel better if you work for me. And then one other thing that we're thinking, or Matt Pat the theories and all that, is the reason why she's doing this is because she wants her to have the family business. Can we share the jam on the wall from the pie? Can we share the business?
Bruh. This game's crazy.
It is. Is it even a game? Or is it a movie franchise at this point?
They're two
I don't know.
completely separate things at this point.
Absolutely. Well, no. And we do got to point out that there's actually a lot of stuff that's happened in-game by this point. Based on dialogue.
There is,
and
yeah,
Ursula
this
always
one
comes
does
up
have
at
lore
the end.
in the game. Like, we're not
So,
talking
like,
about that
Matt
today
had
because
to
we haven't
play for a
played it,
while.
but like there is lore in the game. It does sort of line up with a lot of the ads. Apparently they've rewritten it a couple times, but
yeah,
it's there.
It's like it's real. So and we have. I think Matt Pat was mistaken. I do think some of these props are iconic, like the rake. I think the rake is iconic. That we know we match a lot in the game, and it's one of Ursula's favorite tools, I guess. So, then where do we go, right? So we had some live action ads, we had some animated ads, and by the way, the animation again was great on these ones. Some crazy stuff's going on. We got some actual like concrete canon stuff happening. What do they do with it all, JJ?
They turn it into an experience.
An escape room.
Pretty
IRL.
much. It was kind of an escape room. It was also more of like a
kinda.
walkthrough. Like, the way Matt described it is it was a big mansion-sized escape room that they were guided through. So, like, there was lore in there that they could take pictures of and gather, and then they kind of had to figure out how to get to the next room, but it was, like, super simple and easy. So it was more of just,
nothing
like, an
too
experience.
But mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Apparently Grandma Ursula visited Japan 2 months ago.
Mind you, this is after they sent Matt Pat a package with, like, photos and, like, what it kind of looked like the stuff that Pedro Pascal had on his pin board, you know, the, like, criminal investigation resources and stuff like that.
Case file stuff.
Yeah.
Bunch of random stuff. Yeah. But then, what was it? It was in there, right? That we got the next part of the lore story, and that was Grandpa Charlie's diary. That was in that package, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, there's a little diary, and we meet about Grandpa. Now, from what we're told in the game, Grandpa's dead. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's vamonos. Andale. He went peace. Choose. But what Grandma did, he is alive on her hand. We're thinking it's Grandpa.
Maybe.
I think that's pretty good, JJ.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
Good chance.
Yeah.
Good chance. Another thing that like pointed to that was they went on a nice little ski trip, and Grandma went one way and the sled went another way. We don't know where it went. We don't know who picked it up. But based on our thinking, it was probably Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa picking up some supplies. So Grandma knows where he is, but he has not talked to the family or the authorities, because the authorities probably also think he's dead.
Probably.
This was a while ago, because they're grandparents now, right? They're old.
Totally.
Because what was this, like the 70s or 80s or something that this was happening? The diary entries?
I'm not sure. Probably 70s, I'd guess.
Yeah, so a while ago. So it's been a while, so everyone thinks he's dead.
I wouldn't say, this is totally random, but I wouldn't say this is happening, like these ads are happening in modern day, because the technology that they use, the phones they use and stuff are like more early 2000s, I think. Like they're using flip phones and stuff like that, from what I can tell at least from these ads. So I would reckon it's more early 2000s, so then the grandparents might even be like 50s, 60s.
Which is still pretty old. Like if you haven't been seen since you're 30 and you're 50, that's still 20 years. So I would probably assume that you're dead too. Why is there lo-fi? Why was 6 months ago there's a Merge Mansion radio? It's Merge Mansion lo-fi with, hold up, what's this in the back? Hold up, we gotta zoom in. We're going full screen. Grandma Ursula's in the back. She's holding a bucket. I'm seeing... Oh gosh, I think it's chemicals to get rid of a body, and I think that's a fuel can.
Yay! Love that.
She just tiptoeing in the back. I'm on the official channel, so that's where I was going through, seeing some stuff. What else then?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know.
What's this? Victoria's plan 4 months ago. This would have been even after the MatPat videos. So they're still going on. And it looks like they traded. Oh, and there's blackmail.
Yay.
Because the cop has a suitcase full of money. Oh, there's a photographer. She's trying to catch him. Mansion gets destroyed. It's Megan Miley Cyrus coming in as a wrecking ball on the newspaper.
Bruh.
Oh. Grandma got arrested again. Grandma got arrested again.
Again?
Again. This is the one from 4 months ago. It looks like the mayor or something was trying to turn the mansion into a resort and blackmailing people. And then she turned in Grandma to get rid of her, probably, because she was like rolling in money and then having a drink in the back of a car with some mysterious man.
Lovely.
So the lore is still going, by the way. Yeah. I think we've pretty much covered everything that we know for the most part from the theories and stuff after the IRL in-person stuff, right? Grandpa, but there's definitely some other stuff that happened. So what? Maybe we got to do a little theory episode ourselves. Let it build up. So next year we're gonna do part 4, and we're gonna do our own film. It is game theory still, right?
I think, yeah.
I think it's mostly film. It's mostly YouTube at this point. But yeah. We'll come back.
Yep.
So if you guys want to see the continuation of the lore, what should they do, JJ?
They should follow the podcast and subscribe to the YouTube and join our social medias to discuss it.
At Nerdrant Podcast, Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook, I guess. And then the Discord's in the Linktree.
Yeah,
in the description down below.
Get it, girl.
Anyway, we have one more game, JJ. Merge Garden.
Woohoo! Now this one is a newer one, right? Yeah,
it is absolutely newer.
This is 20. Wait, no, it released on 20.
The first one was 2 years ago.
The game publicly released worldwide in September 2020.
Okay, yeah. So the game's older, but then they probably saw the other 2 games and it's like, let's go crazy.
They hired a new marketing director and he went crazy.
The what was it, like early chapter 4, late chapter 4 marketing campaign director for Epic Games. So episode 1 came out January 2023, and then episode 2 came out June 2023. And it goes crazy. So this one's newer. So I figured we kind of do, for the last 15-20 minutes, we're going to do our own little film theory. And we're going to go episode by episode. And we're going to break it down and kind of figure out what's going on. Sound good?
Totally.
Did you watch these?
I did.
At all?
Yeah.
Okay. I also watched them all last night. So let's start with episode 1. I think, from what I know, I don't think we really know much, right? We don't know the family. It's just, it seems like we have person on the left, black lady. She is like a lawyer or something. Like, hey, you got this in your will or something.
I think she's the real estate agent.
Yeah, maybe real estate agent.
Either way, she has connections to the family prior.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in a later episode. In the later parts. And then we have what even is her name?
Oh, here we go again.
Daisy.
Yeah, there we go.
It's Daisy. Daisy's missing uncle's estate. So inheritance. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a real estate agent. I think it's like here's your will. He's missing. He died. Declared dead. Come take your estate. And then we go through. And then what happens? Shh. What happens to the real estate agent?
She turns into a bush.
Turns into a bush. And we're like, hold up. That's crazy. And then good old Daisy popped her out of it.
She touches her and her hands turn green.
Cause she's green. Cause flowers, I guess.
Apparently. So we have already, in 40 seconds, established 2 characters, a premise, magical powers, and I guess a what's the word I'm looking
some kind
for?
of goal.
Yeah, like an end goal.
Missing uncle. Oh, and then we also end with a pan shot that there's a bunch more people-looking bushes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to episode 2. By the way, episode 1 was Garden Mystery. Episode 2 is Stranger from the Past. The quality on these are insane.
Right? Like, these characters look like they could be something out of a DreamWorks or a Pixar movie. Like, straight up.
They look like actual movie.
It is really high quality. And even the lighting, like, you can see the sun rays in the second episode.
Yes.
Like, the sun rays for a mobile game ad, bro.
And the voice acting isn't that bad either.
Their
Is
mic
it the
quality
best?
is
No,
pretty garbage,
but they're
the
not
voice
bad.
actors aren't bad.
Yeah. Because you gotta realize, you also got 1 minute to relay everything.
Yeah, it sounds like you lent them your microphone for these ads.
So, she touches, by the way, we also got some crazy time traveling, I guess, kinda. Because the second one, Stranger from the Past, she touches these, like, headphones. And then we got, like, this hip guy.
It's not time
he's all
traveling. The
hipping.
bush is like
Not time traveling.
cryostasis. So like,
Yeah,
this is the guy from
Not
the
time
70s,
traveling,
80s
but-
who got frozen by the bush, and so when
'Cause
she
he got a
unfreezes
Polaroid
him,
camera.
he's still the same age.
And so he's just like, yo, cool. So this is the other main character, right? Like, we actually see him follow along. There's some other side characters. But, like, he's pretty important just because he follows along. Because he's investigating someone. Okay? He's investigating this old fat dude looking like Alfred with a big chin. Am I wrong?
Nope.
So then episode 3. The tragedy. It's getting deep up in here.
Quite.
So we start with some freeze frames where the guy's taking a picture, the lawyer's fallen, and she's holding back this power of vines and magic greenery or something.
Yep.
And we got a little flashback because she saw the past of the other guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she, through the vines, she can see a past and what they've seen. And we see a guy holding a woman who seems like she's dying. And then, what does it remind you of? I don't know. Someone in the comments said it reminds you of like a James Bond gun. Then he looks back at us through the vines that are twisted like a spinning barrel.
And then after that, once the vines die away, we have the old guy that the 80s guy was looking for. And can I just say, the absolute exquisite delivery of his line in this ad.
Yeah, no, he's
And
great.
a little
He's one of my
biscuit.
favorites. And then we see a little Polaroid frame of the Beast.
Pretty crazy.
Whatever it is. So it's going crazy already. So then we go to episode 4, Reflections in Time.
They
we go into
actually
the mansion.
get in the house by episode 4.
And
if this were any
this
real
is probably
TV
the
show,
worst
then people
mansion.
would say this was terrible pacing, but you know.
And this is like the worst mansion we've probably seen out of the 3, right? Like this one's in rough state. To be fair, it's been decades since everyone's actually covered it. Then we go over to her past.
Yeah, we get a flashback.
Still looking, flashback. Still looking phenomenal. And then she touches the tree and it all glows and a flower pops out.
This is apparently where, who I'm assuming is her father, discovers she has this magical
Uncle.
power. Or uncle. I
That
guess.
is the uncle. This is the person that owned the estate.
Yeah. He discovers she has the magical. What is it, like nature power?
Green thumb. Green thumb powers.
It's weird.
Because when you're a gardener, you have a green thumb.
That's weird. But yeah, he discovers she has it, and he has her play with the tree and make it all rosy and flowery. But it's also important to note she apparently didn't remember this.
No, yeah, this is a memory that is coming back.
Yeah, she didn't remember any of this, and the appearance of this memory is like sudden to her in modern day. She's like, oh, I lived here, or I guess was here, ?
So obviously it was a Christmas tree, by the way. that was glowing up. So, this is a memory back from a holiday. It's snowy out. Another thing that I just noticed, because normally I don't see the last second, is there's actually at the very end, the last frame is a Polaroid picture, and then you have his uncle her uncle not looking very happy. Like, he looks like he's pretty annoyed or ticked off or concerned. Something's going on. Now this is going crazy. We got episode 5, Betrayal in the Greenhouse.
The titles, bro.
Betrayals. So this one's crazy, right? We got some betrayal going on. Biggest plot twist of ever, right?
Yep, totally. Nobody ever saw this coming.
So pretty much, she's all sad. But the lawyer is comforting her and makes her go to sleep. And then she pulls out her phone and it's like, yo, I'm not happy about this. I almost died. I almost turned into a bush. I'm going to need you to pay me double. Right?
Yep. So who's she talking to?
She's in on something. We don't know. Someone.
But Daisy heard her.
Someone's talking. Yeah.
And she's like, what are you on about? Is this, are you playing me? Blah, blah, blah. And then what I assume to be her anger traps her in a bush. The vines crawl up around her legs and trap her.
And she becomes bushified. With the phone still on and talking. But again, we don't know who it is.
And Daisy leaves her in the bush.
Yep. Well, rightfully so.
Yep.
Doesn't sound like she's very happy. And then we go to episode 6. Episode 6, Daisy's Choice.
Yep. British guy is pleading with her to get the lawyer estate lady out of the bush.
Along with the rest of people. Because they've been trapped there for decades. They should be freed. She gotta be the hero.
And of course,
and
Moral
she
Compass
tries.
says, yes, we do it.
She does try. But she's out of energy. And what do you do when you're out of energy, JJ?
You eat food.
No, you take a magic elixir found in an abandoned mansion, obviously.
You're right. Episode 7.
Elwood's Secret. And, so we're exploring. We're looking for this elixir, which is pretty much supposed to, boost her power. So, steroids.
So, the
she's taking
equivalent
magic
of
steroids.
buying more stamina in a game where you have to come back daily.
Great analogy to our mobile franchise. By the way, no idea what the game means in this one. No idea if there's a bunch. Should I download it and check it?
Bruh.
All right now, but I'll see what I can do. And so then she takes the steroids. She takes the drugs. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Episode 8, 3 weeks ago. By the way, they even did the story so far a month ago. Doing little cutscenes.
Pretty crazy.
So if you're rough with the pacing, you can wait for the recap season 1.
But yeah, episode 8. She's walking and she drank the thing.
Called Another Way.
Yep. She starts maniacally laughing and the leaves are spinning around her and the birds are flying.
Seems like an evil Disney princess.
Yeah. She grabs the vines.
Again, still looking phenomenal. I just keep blown away by how great this looks.
It's crazy. But no, she gets another flashback to this weird vampire guy.
It's a couple. We got the girl that's dying and the guy that's probably not very good. And again, so she seemed like she was going a little crazy. But then she's telling her the vampire lady is telling Daisy there's another way. But JJ, someone woke up.
Oh no, he woke up.
And I'm loving the character design too of this guy.
Pretty cool. Looks like you a little bit.
Pretty cool.
Shorter hair, but yeah.
Yeah. And then it's then Daisy comes back and it's like, yo, there's another way to the hippie guy. And instead of anger, she uses love.
Oh my goodness, love. Nobody would have seen that coming.
But she did free the lawyer lady. However, the lawyer lady then says she saw something. This episode was 3 weeks ago. We do not have anything more. This is the most recent thing. So now let's get into theorizing. Let's go. Let's try to figure out where the story's gonna go.
Like the mobile games.
By the way, they are putting more effort in. Like, even though like shorts are like normally a minute, like this one was a minute 34. Like, these aren't 10-second things. Almost every episode is over a minute.
Yeah, it's enough to be like a substantial ad, but there's also, I don't know, it leaves you wanting more. Like, there is a story here. You can tell there's a story here. It's not the, like, most extreme, well-thought-out story. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but it's...
Well, we're only 8 episodes in. We gotta wait till episode 700 before we get to the Lord reveal.
Can you imagine if this went that far? That'd be crazy.
I was more so referencing One Piece. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they're going strong. By the way, the views aren't terrible either. This one has 107,000, and episode 7 has 200,000. Episode 1 is almost 400. So, like, it's not... And that's, like, the only thing that they upload.
And you have
By
to
the way,
assume
another
these
thing,
probably play in-game, right? Like, when one comes out, they probably would be in the game.
It could be. Another thing to point out is all of these channels also post some random... other things. I don't know if is it gameplay? I didn't actually watch these. Now there is an ad. We love that. I don't want to see an ad on the YouTube. So let's scroll through. Okay, so it looks like they're playing and they're going over an update and events and they actually do play the game.
Yeah. Because, you know, they actually like their game.
Seems like a pretty cool game. Gardens Uncovered. Episode 6. Autumn, Garden, and Halloween.
Yep.
3 months ago. So where are we gonna go, JJ? I think that the person on the phone was the uncle.
Oh?
And she wants to because so I think the reason why he's mad is he doesn't have the power, but he wants it because the energy that he made, the little elixir, doesn't work for him, but it worked for her. So she was the first one, like, you know, like recessive gene type of thing. She actually was able to show the power and use it. That's passed down in their family. And he wants that. What does he want it for? I don't know, but I think he's trying to capture her.
That would make sense. I don't know. I guess that picture at the end would be the kind of tell that he's not what he seems. Because in the clip we actually have of him, he seems pleasant, he seems nice, but I guess that picture would be our kind of like, here's a hint, here's our little foreshadowing that he may not be the nicest person.
Because he seems like a loving uncle, and then it's like, little snarky. Also, does kind of look like the vampire. Similar facial expressions, obviously much older, but it looks like the guy. So maybe the green thumb with the power to like freeze time could also reverse time. Maybe he's trying to cure his wife.
That's a little far-fetched. I don't think they're the same person. I think they're different people.
I don't know. They look very similar.
I don't know. I think the evil guy is a different character. Like the vampire-looking dude. I think he has a different story going on here than the uncle does.
I don't know. They look like pretty much the same. Just one's much older. But the other big thing, right, which is probably where we're going to go next for the next episode, is whatever the lawyer lady saw. She saw something. What do we think she saw? Do we think it's something before? Like she already knew and it's like, hey, you saved me, so I'm going to give you this information. Was it actually in the vines?
I think it was in the vines. I think it was something past? Magical. I think she would have seen a vision
like the past, like the other
magic.
Things that we saw.
Yeah.
Maybe another shot of this tragedy. Perhaps.
I guess we'll find out in the next episode.
Which we have no idea. So let's quickly what is it?
You got a minute.
We did have to wait about 2 months, huh?
You got a minute. Let's go.
Yep, we had 2 months. So JJ, it was 2 months and then it was 5 months. So might be a while before we get there, but we'll let you know. Make sure we'll make this the TV because we need something in our TV news. So I'll post when a new Merge Garden episode drops.
Anyways, follow the podcast, like,
Do
subscribe,
that.
do all the good things, follow social medias, join the Discord,
And
all
let
the
me
fun
know.
stuff.
Let us know your theories in the comments.
Yeah, tell
of
us.
merge
Use the
carding
comment
more.
section because nobody ever uses that, and we want people to use it, so definitely use it.
Okay.